Hello, and welcome to another episode of Footnotes. As per the usual, I'm here to recap the most ravishing ideas from around Wired. Because Sunday was Easter, and because this is my show and I'll do whatever I want, we're talking about the plagues of Egypt. You may remember these from the Bible or from the animated film that paired large-scale death with musical numbers, as God intended. Our April issue took a look at how studying swarms of locusts could help us fight cancer, or predict the future, or destroy a bunch of cauliflower, which everybody agrees tastes super gross. So locusts were one of 10 plagues gifted unto Egypt by God, who wanted to set the Israelites free and destroy as much cauliflower as possible, which he regretted ever inventing on account of its taste and stupid texture. Other weapons in God's war against icky vegetables included introducing perpetual darkness, slaughtering firstborns, turning the Nile into blood or maybe Kool-Aid, raining down fire and hail, and introducing boils, disease, lice, flies, and frogs. And some scientists believe these plagues might have actually struck Egypt over 3,000 years ago. And it was Al Gore and his darn climate change and the liberal media and the gay marriage that started it all. You see, a sudden dry period is believed to have shriveled up the Nile, leading to an explosion of a toxic cyanobacteria called burgundy blood algae, which proliferates in slow-moving water and smells like scotch. This would have forced the frogs to venture inland in a sort of reversed Frogger, except with no cars. And no pavement, I guess, and probably no high scores. The frogs' inevitable demise meant insects like flies went unhunted. There weren't any bug zappers back then, and praying to God for help certainly wouldn't have done any good, so the swarm multiplied and brought with it the plagues of diseases. And as for the deaths of the firstborns, it's theorized this may have been due to a fungus hiding in the grain supply. Firstborn males were given privileged access to food, and therefore would have been the first to fall ill. To top it all off, around this time, a massive volcanic eruption blew apart what is now the Greek island of Santorini, creating some nice cliff-face property to one day overcharge tourists to drink wine on. The resulting ash cloud reached Egypt, darkening the skies and perhaps interacting with weather systems to produce hail, which Egyptians might have called golf ball-sized or baseball-sized if they had been bro enough to invent such sports. This sudden moisture would have brought about the plague of locusts, which prefer such conditions for breeding. So now you're thinking about locust breeding, and now you're watching it. And for that, I only half apologize because this is my show, and I can do whatever I want.